Before we get to your forecast, check out some of the damage across the state from a line of storms moving through. You can see here there are a few downed trees on Baxter Boulevard. That's along Back Cove in Portland. But we're also hearing reports of damage in Windham, Gorham, and Westbrook. Dana, they're still moving through, though. We're not in clear just yet, right?
Exactly. We'll have a few more hours of thunderstorm activity because we have a lot of thunderstorm fuel in the atmosphere today. We got the heat, we have the humidity, and we have a cold front moving through. So we'll see a couple more storms until later tonight, and then things will get a little bit more calmer as we go into the day tomorrow. But here's a look at our very summery temperatures. Yet again, these are our high temperatures from today. Got to 94 in Portland, 95 in Augusta, 92 in Calais today. Almost the entire state high temperatures reaching into the 90s today. And with that humidity, it felt even hotter, feeling like temperatures over 100 in some areas. So the National Weather Service continued their excessive heat warning for all of the areas here shaded in pink, which is most of the coastline. The areas shaded in orange here is the heat advisory for areas just north of Bangor and the rest of the down east coastline. Now, we talked a lot about how we had some damaging storms move through today, and this is a line of thunderstorms associated with a pretty slow moving cold front. So the severe warning over Bar Harbor has since expired as these storms have started to fall apart. However, closer to areas of Eastport, we are still seeing some heavier rain, heavy downpours, some straight line wind gusts, and a lot of lightning. The severe warned area is near Rockland right now. A lot of lightning associated with that system. So if you hear thunder or you see some lightning, make sure you head indoors where you are. We had a severe warning go through Portland earlier today that has since expired. However, we are still seeing some thunderstorm activity near the Lakes region, headed over towards Gray and New Gloucester. Now, we also haven't had any severe warnings in far southern Maine today. However, there is some lightning associated with a few cells moving near Kittery and York. And the reason for that is because we have a cold front moving through today, but it's going to become stationary right off the coastline later tonight. So unfortunately, that means we aren't going to get much of a reprieve from the heat as we go overnight. In fact, temperatures are only going to drop down into the mid to upper 60s, which is still about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Though it's cooler than it would be last night, it's still not going to be very cool overnight tonight. So we still do have a couple more hours of thunderstorm activity. This is a look at today at 7 p.m. Some more severe storms moving through areas of southern and western Maine. At about 8 p.m., seeing more of those through the mid-coast and a bit through down east Maine. And then they'll start to kind of teeter off at around 10 p.m., but we'll still have a couple more headed through areas of Washington and Hancock County. And by the time we get to around midnight, most of those storms are out of our area because once the sun goes down, we do lose some of that thunderstorm fuel. However, I mentioned that cold front is going to stall right off the coastline, so we'll have a bit more clouds than sun, especially earlier in the day tomorrow, though not expecting really any thunderstorm activity or that much shower activity throughout the day Friday. However, it will return for Saturday. So this is Saturday at 4 a.m., seeing some rain and some heavy rain move through areas of northern and western Maine. And that's really going to continue throughout the weekend. We're going to enter this cooler and much more showery pattern, and that's going to last really into the beginning of next week there also. Some more heavy rain moving through the afternoon on Sunday. Marine forecast sees 2 to 3 feet, water 60 degrees. I did stick my foot in the ocean earlier, and I can confirm it was very, very cold. So tomorrow will still be warmer than average, but significantly cooler than it was today. And then, Zach, as we get into the weekend, I mentioned yesterday, we'll kind of go back to our regularly scheduled programming, but we still will have some shower activity there.
All right, Dana. Thanks so much.